Hello, hello. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Bo. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Westside. How is everybody? Man, it's almost March. This year's flying by. On a buzz as you speak. Hopefully, you're paying attention to the road. Buying to one of a bucket list coins, sorta. Okay. So it's sort of a bucket list coin, or you're sort of buying it. Ah, gotcha. 1916 standing lib quarter. Still nothing wrong with a 17 type 1. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nice. It's definitely not often you see the old type 1s in that good a condition. Alright, gonna give it a few minutes, let people filter in. Hey, Richard. We're just chilling right now, waiting for folks to show up. I've got two of my, I don't know if I necessarily call them bucket list coins, but two coins that I definitely need. Well, they're the same coin, but that I definitely need for my collection that are on the list tonight. But I can't keep them because they're not mine, they're inventory. It's one of the downsides of being a seller and a collector is you have to remember to distinguish between what coins belong to you and which coins belong to Cheapskate. Yep. That's the one. The accented hair Kennedy. There's two of them available, and they are in top-notch quality. No, that's too bad. Yeah, I found out when I was at his shop on Monday that apparently that was the final Long Beach show. They're never doing another one. It was canceled after that show. So I guess the prices for running it are just getting too high. Yeah, he said that's why there was such a big turnout of it, because everybody knew it was the last one, so everybody wanted to be a part of it. No, they're doing away with it completely. You don't got to do that. I keep saying they should do one of the big shows here in Tucson. We've already got the biggest gun show in the nation, and we have the biggest gem show in the nation. I'm sure that it would not be that hard for them to make the biggest coin show in the nation here, too. But for some reason, nobody wants to do it. And you got Rick Snow here. I mean, come on. I know Rick would be happy to help set that up. On the same weekend? No, they wouldn't be able to do it on the same weekend. Each one of those shows basically completely takes over the Tucson Convention Center. And they run for like 2 weeks each. I've still yet to actually get to one. My wife and I were supposed to go to the gem show a couple of weeks ago. That was going to be our Valentine's Day thing, but instead she ended up in the hospital, so that didn't happen. So we've still never been to one. Hopefully next year. Yeah, she's still getting better. She's able to eat normal again, which she's happy about. Now it's just the stress of, making up for the financial loss of the work that she missed. But we'll get there. Just take some time. I got 5 on right now. Hopefully we'll get a few more soon. Gonna have to get started soon either way. Got lots of good stuff to get to. I should probably let you guys know in case anybody was hoping. All 4 of the 8 reals went in pre-sale. Which, not surprising. It's the first time I've had 8 reals on a list for, God, what, 2 years? Hey, we're up to 6. All right, I'm going to give it 3 more minutes. Then we're going to get the beginning sets out the way and get this thing going. If Rick says superb gem, that usually means that 67 will be the lowest. And of course, the accident hair is a proof. It was only done in the proof, so it would be a minimum of a proof 67. I'm actually surprised he doesn't just put an actual grade on those things. Because he's like dead on pretty much every time. He could look at a coin and tell you, yeah, that's a 62, a 63, a 45, you know, whatever. And he's almost always dead on. Yes, sir. The 8 reals are graded by Rick, and they are in his eagle eye holders. Yeah, anytime on Richard, anytime on the list, if it has RS in parentheses on a listing, that means that it's in a Rick Snow holder and he graded it. Yes, sir. Probably not or the potential headache. Yeah, I'm sure that's why he doesn't do it. Is just so that somebody can't come back if they grade it. It is that one time that it's not exact. Hey, Dandy Dave. Then they can't come back and gripe at him saying, well, you said it was this. Man, I want my money back. I've had people do that. Hey, go Mabel. She's doing much better. Thank you for asking. She's happy that she's able to eat steak again. You haven't done that to me, have you? Did you send a coin back wanting money back? I don't remember that. It's possible. I've had a couple. It's very rare. right, let's get this thing going. For anybody new, payments made via PayPal. Use cheapskatecoins@gmail.com and use goods and services only, please. We also have Cash App using the same email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. If you use Cash App, it will say Louis Gachera. That's me. You are in the right place. Shipping is $6 to $23. $6 being a little purple bubble mailer, $23 being a large flat rate box. We do hold packages to maximize your shipping, so just ask if you want your package held. It's a good thing. Yeah. It's a good thing if you email us if you want your packages held, just to make sure that I know. So that's why I always tell everybody, if you want your package held, email me and let me know. If you want your package sent registered, it is an additional $35 charge on top of the normal shipping. So keep that in mind. And if you have it shipped registered, you will have to sign for it when it arrives. It is the only way you can insure coins all the way through the mail. If you're new, you can get stuff tonight. You just have to send us an email by the end of the night. The email has to have your personal info, shipping info, your channel name, so we know who the heck you are, which payment method you're going to use, and what email you use for that payment method for invoicing purposes. If we don't get that email, you will not get anything, and we never ship without payment. Here's our Facebook link. Tonight's lot list is on there. It is the top post. If you're on Facebook, go give us a follow. I do put the lot list on there every time we have a sale. We also have a mailing list. If you want to be on the mailing list, send me an email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com, and say, add me to the mailing list. I've never had a problem with shipping to Canada, so... because there's not like a lot of extra you got to do with Canada. So I've shipped to Canada before. But if you're on the mailing list, you will get the lot list a few days before every sale. As soon as the lot list hits your email, you have the ability to pre-purchase items. It's just like our sales, first come, first serve. So if you see something, don't wait, jump on it. I also do not charge right away for pre-sales. I wait until after the night of the sale and then invoice everybody together. As always, make sure you guys look down in our description for the rest of our rules and policies. You knew about Angela, didn't you, Dave? She had the infection in her jaw that she had to have surgery and get teeth removed for to get rid of it. She ended up in 2 different hospitals for it. Or if you didn't know about it, you do now. I could have swore I remembered you knowing about it because we were talking about it last week. But yeah, just, I'm not going to name names, but just for everybody, keep in mind, I have a 14-day return policy. That means from the date you get it, you have 14 days to get it back to me if you don't agree with the grade I gave it, or it's something that you it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, or it turns out to be a counterfeit that I missed. That has happened once. You have 14 days to get it back to me, and you will get a refund. So again, I'm not going to name names. But if you get a coin from me and you're not sure you agree with the grade and you send it in for grading and get it back and it wasn't the grade it was supposed to be, and 4 months have gone by, I'm not going to give you a refund. Nobody would give you a refund. There's not a coin shop in the world that will give you a refund after 4 months. It doesn't exist. So, just keep that in mind. Yeah, that person was not too happy when I said no. Ah. Well, now you know. Yeah, they had to go in. They had to take out 4 teeth and cut into her cheek to get rid of the infection. They had to do a biopsy on her jawbone because the infection was actually between the muscle layer and the jawbone layer. So the infection was right on the bone. So they had to make sure that the bone itself didn't become compromised. But yeah, she's doing good now. But she missed over a week of work, so that part sucked. Alright, so tonight we are actually kicking off with some albums. And I know some of you guys might be a little bit happy because you guys have been asking me to look for this kind of stuff forever, and it's the first time I've ever found it. These are just albums, no coins. Alright, first one. So the first few are Whitman trifolds. This is the 1881 to 1901 Great Britain Large Penny Collection, number 2. For $3. If you're one of those people that have been wanting British albums, do not wait. Grab these. Going to Doug. Get out to Doug. Oh, Doug, I needed to let you know. The 4 slab boxes that I got for you are not going to fit in your current box. They're going to have to be in a separate box. Because you have the album in there, they won't fit. So once I invoice you for those, it's going to have the shipping for a second box. I hope that's okay. But we will just package them up and get them on the way. So that way you're not waiting on them. Alright. Next up. Is the very next one. 1902 to 1929. Going for $3. To Doug. Grazie. And then the last of these bunch, 1930 to 53. Going to Doug. These are just the books. There's no coins in these albums. They are just the albums for you to put your coins in. Now, for example, that 1880 to 1901 album, if that had the coins in it, that would be like $1,000 album. Well, if they were in high grade. All right, awesome. And did you want me to go ahead and add on the 4 boxes with your invoice this time? Next up is British shillings. All right. 1937 to 51 British shillings book for $3. Are you asking me if I have one for those? For the wheat cents? Need to make a note on the bottom here for that before I forget. There's 4 coin slab boxes. All right. And this album is going to Doug. Congrats, Doug. All right, and then the 1937 to 52. Oh, wait, nope, I linked the wrong one. This is the 53 to date one. I had the other one on there twice for some reason on accident. My bad. There we go. There's the right one. Remove. All right, so yeah, that I accidentally put on the list twice. That is not a real lot. Anybody on this one? $3. 1953 to date, which when they made this to date was the last date is the 1962 English and Scottish because they did different reverses for the two. And then you have 2 slots on this that are open and then an entire back page. That's 4, 8, 12, 16 slots, so you can go 16 dates higher of shillings if you want. And apparently, they make all of these for Britain. It's just a matter of finding them. All right, last call on this one. $3. I'd be amazed if nobody grabs this. Wow. All right. I'm surprised you didn't grab it, Doug, just to finish the collection. All right. Yeah, just email me to remind me, Moosox. All right, and one more. This is a very popular album, so if you've been wanting one, don't wait, because it's hard to come by these nowadays. This is the Dansko Typeset album. God, glare. This is going for $40. Yep, you got slots for your half cents, your large cents, your small cents, 2 cents, 3 cents. Your half dimes, various nickels, dimes. Yeah. 20-cent piece. quarters, half dollars, more half dollars, commemorative halves, silver dollars, your bicentennials, moderns. So definitely a fun album to fill up. Anybody? $40. Indeed. Oh yeah, if you were to buy this thing brand new in the package, it would be like $55-$60 plus shipping. I'm actually surprised nobody's grabbing it. I've had people asking for this specific album for like over a year. All right, moving on. I guess nobody wants it. Alrighty, 2 banknotes. We do have 1 U.S. banknote tonight. It is the 1957 $1 silver note, uncirculated for $5. Nice and crisp. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, World Banknotes. We're kicking off with the 2018 10 dinar from Macedonia polymer notes. Uncirculated, $4. All right, moving on to the 2019 5 Cordobas from Nicaragua polymer banknote, uncirculated for $4. Moving on to the 2022 20 baht Thailand. Polymer banknote, uncirculated, $4. Man, no love for banknotes tonight. All right, moving on to the 1999 2000 lei from Romania. Polymer banknote. Uncirculated, $4. All right, moving on to the 2003 500 kwacha from Zambia. Polymer note, uncirculated, $4. Elephant. All right, moving on to the 2019 1000 colones, Costa Rica. Uncirculated polymer banknote. All right, moving on to the 2017 5 Rufia, Maldives, uncirculated polymer note. All right, moving on to the 2020 5 Rial, Saudi Arabia, uncirculated polymer note. Bo's already got all of these. And he's already here. All right, moving on to the 2021 5 Naira Nigeria. Uncirculated polymer note, $4. I'll do the same deal for anybody else that wants, if they want all 10 of them, I'll do them for $3 each as a bundle. Save you $10. All right, moving on. Last one, 2018 100 rubles. It's the FIFA World Cup Russian polymer banknote. Uncirculated, $4. So it's technically an upright note. And this one's going to West Side. Gratzer. All right, anybody decides you want any of the other ones, let me know. All right, I do have 2 medallions tonight. First one's almost 100 years old, and it's from Canada. This is from 1939. It is the Royal Visit Bronze Medallion. I'm doing it for $6. I found examples of this thing online going for as high as 20. And this one's going to Dandy Dave Gratzer. All right, and then the other one, this one is very cool. This is the Stroh's Run for Liberty. This is a copper medallion. It was actually made with copper from the Statue of Liberty. It's from 1985. And it has the certificate of authenticity. Certified, it has been crafted from authentic materials from the Statue of Liberty of Ellis Island National Monument. Valuable materials are made available to you by the Statue of Liberty Ellis Island Foundation through their official license, the Gold Leaf Corporation, under the direction of the National Park Service. So that is actually used to be a piece of the Statue of Liberty. That's pretty cool. Going for $10. Now it was from when they did the refurbishing of it and everything, and they replaced a bunch of the copper on it. They took the scrap and turned it into stuff like these. Last call on this one. Man, only 6 people here. Where's everybody tonight? Going to Dandy Dave. I know you're here, sir. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy all of you are here. Y'all are my coin family. All right. The 1727 5 Kopek Russia went in pre-sale, as did all 4 of the 8 reals. So we are on the 1968 25 peso Mexico. 72% silver BU proof like. $25. There. Anybody? Hey, Kellen. You heard that the reals are already sold. They went in pre-sale. All right, moving on. Next up, we got one coin from Canada tonight. It is the 1953 25 cent. This is the with strap version. 80% silver VF, $8. So because it's a VF, the shoulder is worn to the point where you can't see the strap. But the other way to tell which one is the strap is the serif on the eye curves out. It's not just a straight line all the way to the top. So that's how you know this is the with strap version. So if it was not on that level of wear on the shoulder, you'd be able to see the strap. Yeah, I can do 7 on it. On to Doug for 7. Congrats, Doug. All right. Next up, it is extremely rare that I ever get coins from this place. And I have 3 of them tonight. 1925A, 10 cents, French Indochina. 68% silver VF, $5. It is rare to come across these things. And this one's going to Kellen. Congrats, Kellen. I'll show it under the scope. It's sold now, but I'll show it. Indochine Francais. 10 cents. 0.680. It is basically Lady Liberty sitting. Remember, we got the Statue of Liberty from France. That was a gift to us. So that's what it looks like. That's why the basically the walking Liberty design is pretty much the same as the French francs. You're welcome. Alright, so that was the 1925A. Next up is the 1937A. Also VF for $5. This one's going to Doug. Good rides, Doug. Yeah, after Doug saw one under the scope, he's like, all right, I need me one of those. All right. And then also from 1937, the 20 cent. This one's an EF for $8. And this is going to Kellen. Congrats, Kellen. Alrighty. Modern Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. Is it? Is that French Indochina? Is that today Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia? I actually never knew that. Yeah, man, I'll hold your package until you fill it up. Alright, next one, for those of you that like the pure silver type coins. 2001, $20 from Liberia. This is the George Washington's inauguration. 3 nines fine pure silver proof decam. I'm going for $28. This is like $4 over melt. Do we think there might have been something behind that? Maybe, maybe. Anybody? That's just a pure piece of silver right there. To give you the exact number, I might be off on that. Let me see. 2001, $20 Liberia. All right. A little bit more than that. It's current melt value is $20.14. So it's $8 over melt. And nobody. All right, moving on. Next up, got a couple from New Zealand. These are some better dates from New Zealand. 1934, 3 pence. This is BU. NGC list is 50 bucks. I'm doing it for 25. Yeah. There we go. Now you can see it. Ah. Anybody? That is a gorgeous coin. Indeed. Perfect uncirculated clubs, ready to beat somebody with. Actually surprised nobody wants this. Alright, moving on. And then also from New Zealand, 1937. BU also going for 25 bucks. If anybody wants both, I'll do both as a set for 44. Saves you $6 if you get both. And Dandy Dave's taking that deal. Grat, sir. Alright, next up, I got one coin from the Netherlands East Indies. 1942 quarter gulden. 72% silver AU, $5. I'll just stay on the scope for a bit. Next couple are smaller coins too. Got a bit of toning going on too. Anybody? Alright, moving on to Australia. The land down under. Kicking off with the 1944 S 3 pence. 925 sterling silver AU, $6. It's a good one for those of you that like the World War II era silver. That is a good looking coin. And then we also have another one of these that is a VF for 5. So if you bin one, just say which one you want. AU or VF. Here's the VF. That one might actually be an EF, but I wanted to be safe, so I called it a VF. Yeah, that one still got luster, so that's actually an EF. AU's going to Dandy Dave. So this one's actually an EF, not a VF. It's still got cartwheel luster. All right, moving on. Next up, got 2 of these available. These are 1954 florins. These are from the 50% silver years. They are both AUs. They are 12 bucks each. They got some toning going on, which is making them look really weird under this camera. Yeah, that just looks weird. It's actually toning. See if I can get it under the scope better. Yeah, no, cameras don't want to see it. Cameras do not want to work with me right now. Anybody? All right, moving on. Next up, I've also got 2 of these available. These things are gorgeous BUs. 1960s. 15 bucks each. Check that out. Wow. These things are beautiful. Anybody? That is a couple of gorgeous coins right there. Wow, nobody. Really? All right. Moving on. All right, next up, got a couple from Peru. First one, 1923, one sold. 50% silver VF. Got that cool antique toning going on. I love these one soul coins. These things are awesome. Big old silver dollar size coins. Any takers? 20 bucks. Don't look. Don't look. Hide your eyeballs. All right, moving on. And then we've also got the 1924 VF for 20 bucks. Anybody wants both? I will do both as a set for 36 bucks. Saves you $4. Makes them 18 bucks each. Lowest I can possibly go on them. $23 and $24. Man, tough crowd tonight. All right, moving on. All right, last two world silver coins are from Britain. First one is a 1936 sixpence. 50% silver in fine toned, $5. An argument could possibly be made on this one for a low VF, but again, I like playing it safe. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, last of the world coins is 1942 sixpence. BU toned. Over $8. Anybody? Alrighty, moving on. We're on to American coinage. All right, the USA Philippine coin set went in pre-sale, so we are kicking off with the 1848 braided hair large cent in a VG, 20 bucks. A nice bit of old Americana right there. Dude, I get coins from all over the world eventually. I've had coins from just about every coin, or every country. American coins are plentiful too. Not all of them. I've got a couple up tonight coming up that there's only 400 left in existence. All right, moving on. Next up, 1857 Flying Eagle cent. VG, 35 bucks. Well, we all happen to be from America, so it is what it is. Anybody? Keep in mind, though, if it wasn't for Americans, there wouldn't be coin collecting because we invented it. Gotta behave. Alright, moving on. I'm actually surprised nobody grabbed that. Next up, got a couple of the harder date Indians. Starting with an 1859, the very first year of the Indian cent. It's in a VG for 20 bucks. Anybody? All right, moving on. Moving on, moving on, moving on. To 1862 Indian cent. This one's in a good for 15. Speaking of Indians, Rick forgot to add that 1860 Indian head cent. Hey, Aaron. Welcome home. All right, moving on. Next 5 days is going to be a grind. And I got 15 in Alaska. I need a freaking vacation. Hey, at least you're getting some travel. That's kind of cool. Alright, next two are slabbed coins. This one is $18.99. Indian cent. It's a VG8 with a curved clipped planchet. Which is right there. Over 35 bucks. Clipped planchet error coin. Definitely sounds very busy. Oh yeah, definitely. Alright, moving on. And then there's also a 1907 VG10 with a clipped planchet. Graded by Annex. If anybody wants both, I'll do both for 60. Gives you 10 bucks off if you get both. Hey, Sherry. So that is 2 Indian cent error coins. And nobody. All right. All right, 1909 VDB went in pre-sale. So next item up, this is just a cheap little item that I thought somebody might like. This is the first and last Lincoln cent coin collection. It's the 1909 without the VDB. And then a 1958 Denver. You're basically paying for that coin. Go over 10 bucks. It's got a little write-up. A cool little booklet. Anybody? I'll do this one for 8 bucks. If anybody wants it for 8 bucks. Like I said, you're basically paying for the 1909 and getting the 58 for free. All right. Moving on. All right. Next up, I'm only doing this one for $3 because I honestly couldn't tell if these are replated or not. Usually I can tell. These I couldn't quite tell. So the 1943 PD and S set for $3. So that way, even if they are replates, $1 a coin is still fully worth it. Nothing else, give it to a kid. Anybody? Going to West Side, $3. Heck yeah, get the kids into collecting. Alright, next up, this is a very cool set for anybody who's also a baseball fan. So this is a two-piece set. It was hard to really describe it just on the list. But it's an 1982 and 1990 Lincoln cent. But it also comes in these Nolan Ryan cards. Of course, anybody who's ever been into baseball at all knows who Nolan Ryan is. And then the 1991. So, nothing on the backs. Anybody? I wasn't even sure how to price these, so I mean, I put $10 on the list, but I've got some wiggle room if anybody's interested in them. Well, make me an offer, Aaron. All right, last call if anybody wants to make an offer. Because like I said, I wasn't even sure really what to price these at. So I am accepting offers. About $6. Anybody want it for $6? I think they might be a little bit bigger than a standard baseball card, but I could be wrong. Going to Richard for $6. It's been a while since I've handled a baseball card, so I could be wrong on the sizing. One second. All right. Next up, It has been quite a while since I've had one of these at this good of a grade. This is a 1867 2-cent in EF. It's going for $70. Check that out. Somebody better give this thing a good home. Oh yeah, definitely a full weight. This thing's an EF. Anybody, $70. Wow. Alright, moving on. I'm amazed some of the coins that haven't gone tonight. Nice to see minus the environmental damage. Yeah, some of those definitely have that for sure. Next up, 1965. Why do I keep saying 19? 1865. Nickel 3-cent and fine. $25. Still recouping on the double flooring. All right, moving on. To the 1867. This one's in a VF for 30. I do not doubt it, sir. That is an awesome coin. It's got a die crack going from there to there. That is a die crack. All right, moving on. Unfortunately, the 1875 went in pre-sale. If I would have had two of them, they both would have went in pre-sale. So we are on to the Shield Nickel. The most underappreciated series in all of American numismatics. 1868 Shield Nickel VG. $25. Anybody? There's actually two guys. It's like 75% of all shield nickels are owned by two guys. Alright, moving on. If you go for a lower grade set, you can still get a lower grade set for a decent price, though. Next up is an 1883 no cents V nickel AU for 25 bucks. Anybody? These are the ones that used to get gold plated. People would etch the reading into the side and gold plate them and pass them off as $5 gold coins. There's that little bit of wear right there and right there. That's it. A little bit of toning starting. That looks like album toning. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, the other V nickels and the war nickel went in pre-sale, so we're on to the couple of buffaloes. Man, only 5 people on? 4 people on now. Where is everybody? All right, first one up, 1913 Type 1. So the Type 1 is the raised the raised 5 cent on the mound. It is in a VG for 10 bucks. Yeah, we're at 5 now. We were at like 14. And then everybody left. Maybe you did. Moving on. Oh, now we're back up to 9. 1938 Denver Buffalo. This one is an AU. Going for 15 bucks. Check that beauty out. How often do you see buffaloes that look like that? Alright, moving on. Yes, that is the last year of the Buffaloes. Looks like a 5-legged. Alright, next up. This is a good little deal for somebody here. This is a 25 coin roll that were done of the Westward Journey series nickels. You guys have seen me do a bunch of these of the Buffaloes. But this one is the return to Monticello 2006. But it is a full BU roll, $1.25 face. I'm doing it for $2.50, so you're getting it at 2 times face. So it's 10 cents a nickel. It is Philadelphia mint, I believe. No, Denver mint. Denver mint. Nope, Philadelphia mint. Okay, so that's actually incorrect on there. It's supposed to say Philadelphia mint, not D. Let me fix that real quick. I mean, at 10 cents a nickel, how can you go wrong? You pull one nickel out of there that has a high enough score to send it in for grading, you're doing pretty darn good. Reverse is just Monticello. And then that was the first time they used that obverse. And this roll is going to Doug. Congrats, Doug. Do I have 2? Nope, I only have the 1. Just the 1. All right, next up. 1871 Seated Liberty half dime. So it is VF details, but it is hold, so I have it priced as a good at $40. Anybody? Yeah, it is a shame. But that's why we got it at $40, because that's right at the good price. If it didn't have that hole in it, this thing would have been way, way more expensive. And this is another one. I do have some wiggle room if anybody wants to make an offer. Within reason. You know, I'm not going to give it up for $2. Anybody? About 30 bucks. Anybody want it for 30? Danny Dave is taking it for 30. Congrats, Dave. All right. Next up, we got a rarity. This is the one I had made reference to earlier in the stream. So the 1849 Seated Liberty dime. So original mintage was only 839K, and there's an estimated 400 survival in all grades. This one's in a good at 40 bucks. There's only 400 coin collectors in the world that will be able to have one of these in their collection. And honestly, if nobody gets this thing tonight, it's probably going into mine. Yeah, I could do 35, just because I like you. Because you're good peeps. Going to Moose Socks for 35. Next up, another rarity. 1854 O arrows at date. Estimated 600 survival, all grades. This one's in a VF going for 85 bucks. Indeed. Anybody? Yeah, Dandy, I can do 75 on it. Going to Dandy Dave for 75. Congrats, sir. Coin of the night. I don't know about that, but it's definitely a nice one. All right, next up. All right, I'm going to link both of these. So next up is the 1873 arrows at date. It's in a fine 1500 survival, all grades. I've got it at 45 bucks. And then I've also got the 1874 arrows at date in a fine 2,250 survival all grades. And I'm doing them both because if anybody wants both of them, I'm going to give you a really good deal. $70 if you want both. You get $20 off if you get both of them together. $73 and $74. And Silver Knight's taking that deal. Congrats, sir. How you doing, Silver Knight? Your package is on its way to you, by the way, so this will be starting a new one. As you requested. All right. Next up, 1907 Denver Barber Dime VF. Cool looking toning. It does have one scratch on the cheek, which is why I've got it at only $6. So if you can deal with that scratch on the cheek, you are getting a really good deal on a Barber Dime. Anybody? Oh yeah, for sure. This thing would be like an $18 coin if that scratch wasn't there. Going to Dandy Dave. Congrats, sir. Dandy Dave beat your Moose Sox. All right, you guys ready to drool? $19.45 Denver Mercury Dime, 90% silver, Gem BU, graded by Rick Snow. $45. Ooh. So stinking shiny. I'm actually surprised Richard didn't grab this one. I could go 42. Would you go 42, Aaron? All right, cool. Going to Aaron for 42. That's all right. West side, here's one right up your alley. 1962 Roosevelt dime, BU rainbow toned. You can kind of see it under the scope. Blue, yellow. And it's all across it. And it's on both sides. Check that out. Anybody who loves those rainbow tone coins, here you go. This thing is a crazy stunner of toning. Well, now you have one. SB? No, it is not split band. Dandy Dave is buying this for Westside. So Westside, you were getting that coin courtesy of Dandy Dave. Yeah, that camera doesn't show the coloring at all. Ship to Westside. Alrighty. Next up, a coin. This is the one that I really need in my collection that I'll get eventually someday. And I've got two of them available. This is the 1964 accented hair Kennedy proof dollar, or half dollar. Graded superb gem proof. Both of them. By Rick Snow. So we're talking about this at the beginning of the stream. Superb gem proof by Rick Snow means that the minimum this would get if you sent it in would be a 67. These are going for $125 each. And Richard is taking them both. Congrats, Richard. Took me a minute to realize that Richard even binned on them. Even I was mesmerized by it just looking at them. Alrighty. Next up, 1970S Kennedy proof. 40% silver, $8. He's probably just going to throw them in his safe. Anybody? That's actually toning. Just again, is looking really weird on this camera for some reason. It's like, starts out as an orange on the rim and then goes into kind of like a coppery look. But, all right, moving on. All right, next 4 lots. I figure somebody might like them. Rick had a bunch of them lying around, so I picked some up. See if anybody would like them. These are unopened bank rolls of 2023 Denver Kennedy half dollars. These are BU rolls. They've never been opened before. There's 4 rolls. $20 a roll, so it's only 2 times face. It's $1 per coin. And if anybody wants all 4, I'll give you an even better deal. If anybody wants all 4, I'll go $64 if anybody gets all 4. You sure you want to leave, Richard? I've got a top 50 VAM coming up. All right, moving on. In fact, it's this lot. This next coming up lot. So this next one is a Morgan dollar. It is a top 50 VAM. Did you make sure to put in shipping with it? It is the 1885 Morgan dollar, graded and attributed by Segs. Mint State 63, pitted reverse. VAM 1B. Yeah, you got to throw on $6 shipping. I'll hold it, but I still charge the shipping right away. And then if you end up upgrading to a bigger package, I just charge the upgraded price. The difference. So like if you go from a $6 to a $10, I would charge you $4. So this is going for $110. It is a top 50 VAM. It is actually on PCGS. If you go into the variety ones, it's listed as a top 50 VAM. Anybody at $110? Wow, nobody. All right, moving on. Next up is 1887 Plain Date Morgan. This one is BU toned, $70. All right, moving on. 2 lots left. Next one up is another Rick Snow lot. 1925 piece dollar. Choice BU, $80. And again, in Rick Snow lingo, choice BU means it'll get at least a 64. Anybody? All right, moving on to the final lot. 1926 S piece dollar. This one's in an AU for $50. Anybody? All right, recap. All right, the 1953 to date British Shilling Whitman Trifold album is still available for $3, and the Dansko Typeset album is still available at $40. Does anybody want the albums? All right, the only banknote that's sold is the Russia 100 ruble. Yeah, you can see it. Let's go United States type album. It's $40 if you want it. Yeah. Yes, sir. It has all the inserts. This thing's like new. Going to Aaron Gratzer. I think it'll fit in the package you've already got. I'll have to double check. But I'm almost positive it should fit. All right, anybody on banknotes? There's the 1957 silver certificate uncirculated for $5, and then the others are world banknotes. They're all uncirculated polymer notes for $4 a piece. All right, world silver, 1968, 25 pesos. BU proof like $25 is still available. The 2001 $20 Liberia, which is 3.9 fine silver, it's at $28. That one is, the melt alone on that one is $20 and change. The Netherlands East Indies coin, all but one of the Australias, both the Peru one sols, and the 2 British sixpence. They're all still available. And Thomas has been in the Liberia. Gratzer. Where to go, where to go, where to go? There it is. And the, oh, by the way, the one sold Perus, those were the 1923 and the 1924. They're both VFs and $20 a piece. All right, the American coinage. The 1848 braided hair large cent is still available. It's a VG for $20. 1857 flying eagle cent in VG for $35. 1859 Indian cent VG for $20. 1862 Indian cent in good for $15. And both of the graded clipped planchet Indian cents are still available at $35 each. And I did a deal on those. If anybody wanted both, I would do both for $60. Anybody on the American pennies? Or the older American pennies? All right, and then surprisingly, nobody bought the 1867 2 cent in extremely fine. So that's still available at $70. And then the 1865 and 67 nickel 3 centers are still available. Anybody on any of those three, the 2 cent or the 3 cents? All right. The 1868 Shield Nickel in VG and the 1883 No Cents V Nickel AU in AU are both still available at $25 each. The 1923 and 24 1 sols. Those are Peruvian coins. Oh, forgot to grab that out. Give me 1 sec, I'm grabbing them. I gotta undig them. Nope, that ain't it. There they are. These are actually 50%ers. Gold maple. The older years of these are the 90%ers, but these particular years are 50%ers. That's the 24. And that's the 23. So $35 each, if I remember right. No, $20 each. And then I did a deal. If anybody wanted both, I would do both for 30. I think it was both for 36, which drops them to $18 each. All right. 1923 going to Dandy Dave. Yep, $38 if you want both. Or $36 if you want both. There, 36 if you want both. It drops them to $18 each if you get both. So did you want the other one for the savings, or do you just want to stick with the 1923? All right, and nobody on the nickels, right? All right, then the 1913 Type 1 Buffalo and the 1938D Buffalo AU. Yep, I got you down for it. So this one's still available. This is the 24 if anybody wanted it. Anybody on the Buffaloes? Then the 1970S Kennedy Peru 40% silver for $8. Of course, all the unopened rolls of the 2023 Denver Kennedys and the Morgans and Peace dollars that you just saw. So last call on everything. I'm still amazed nobody got that 2 center. That just blows my mind. I mean, come on, check that out. And nobody bought it. That's a 2-center in EF. And nobody wanted it. Maybe next time. All right, if that's it, then I'm going to get out of here and get to work on the invoices. So, everybody, thank you for coming out. Have a great night. This was the last sale for February, so that means that the Montly Loots giveaway for February will be coming up at some point soon. For the 2-center is $70. That's the 2-center. It's $70 for that one. Did you want a Silver Knight? I'm going to guess no. So, all right, everybody have a good night. As always, give me a little bit to get the invoices out. And I will catch everybody later.